Good morning, everyone, and happy 2019. We are back for another year, and we've got a brand new show coming your way. Introducing Talking Trends with the FBP family. I am absolutely pumped to be back for another year. And let me tell you a little bit about our brand new show, Talking Trends. So every single month, I'm going to be joined by a fitness industry leader. Good morning, Jono. And that fitness industry leader will be sharing, good morning, Chris, will be sharing their thoughts on industry trends and their predictions in 6 key areas of the fitness industry. We're going to cover off marketing, sales, managing teams, retention, fitness programming, and professional development. Now, I want to make this year's series super interactive. So what that means is that I want your comments, I want your questions, I want your feedback as we go through the show every single month. Make sure that you interact with me. Make sure that you give some questions to our guest. We will either answer them, good morning, Marissa, we'll either answer them live or otherwise after the main broadcast. What do you think of this? How cool is that? Give me a like if you want to get your hands on one of those mugs. I reckon they are awesome. I'm going peppermint tea this morning. I don't know what our guest is going to have. You might be on coffee. It's afternoon in the States. So our very first guest for Talking Trends 2019 is none other than Chris Stevenson from Stevenson Fitness. So, hey,
good
how
morning.
Are you?
Great. That's an excellent mug that you have.
Do you like that? We are twinning.
I do, but it's water because caffeine. I don't do caffeine; it makes me hyper. So
okay.
Yeah.
I can accept water. I'm going peppermint tea. You're going water. So
all right.
What a way to start the show. Hey, Chris, I'm so excited to have you here, and I can see that we've got some viewers coming on now. So as I mentioned to everyone right at the very start of the show, JP Richards, great to see you, JP.
What's up, JP?
I think JP's
What's
on
up,
because
Brad?
he knew that you were on.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a man crush, but it's understandable, right?
Can't blame him. So Chris, basically, as I was explaining to everyone, what we're going to do every single month, or what I'm going to do, and you're our special guest this time, is we're going to talk about 6 key areas of the fitness industry. And you have very kindly agreed to come on and talk to me today about those key areas, your thoughts, your predictions, which I'm really looking forward to. So you are not only a fitness owner, a business owner, you also speak in conferences right across the world. So start off for me today by telling us your thoughts, your predictions, your trends for marketing. Let's start off with marketing today.
I think, and I don't think it's any surprise, but I think marketing is going to continue to go the way it's been going, and that's social. It's all about social media. People are getting more involved in stories, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, the different mediums. I will tell you from everything that I've researched and read, Facebook is still king. I think it's sometimes trendy and fun to say, oh, Facebook's not as big and these other things are catching. And while there may be a little truth to that, Facebook is still the dominant player in the game. So you're going to see things continue to be social, more utilization of stories. It's definitely also all about content and video content in particular. When you look at what is engaged with, shared, and liked the most, it's video content. And it's videos that are either funny, inspirational, or have practical content to it. So I think that's the key. And I think the one thing to note as a fitness professional is anybody can technically be an expert. We all have an iPhone. We can all start our own little Facebook Lives. We see it all the time. So really making sure that you take the time to differentiate and put together really, really strong content is going to be the key as we move forward. But yeah, it's all about video. It's all about social. And it's all about just great content. And Gary Vee had a book a few years back. I'm going to butcher the title, but it was like jab, 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 right hook, uppercut, cross,
I don't know if
something like that.
Uppercut was part of it, but I think you were close.
Something like, well, maybe that's the new revised edition.
Punching. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but basically it's like good content, good content, good content, good content, and then eventually you build trust, because trust is the most important thing that all the experts feel with this content type marketing through social media. Build the trust, then eventually you present the offer. So as far as trends goes, I think that's what we're going to see.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And I can see that Jono, who does a lot of stuff in this area, he's putting up the thumbs up and the 100% agree. And so do I. And I think that the key that I keep hearing in this area is that we're live today, and that's a big part of social and something that a lot of fitness owners can certainly do. One of the things that I'm hearing so often is this fear to just get started, to just go live, or to create that content. But at the end of the day, what we're seeing, I believe, is that it's the raw content that people are engaging with the most, isn't it? That's what they love the most.
And imperfect action is better than no action at all, too. So when I talk about creating good content, as long as you're a good, solid fitness professional who has the experience and knows what they're doing, like I said, you don't have to be perfect. Just like you said, pick somewhere to start, do a 60-second video, make it live, and that's how you get started. One other aspect, too, just to mention, I think, and I'm okay, like I understand the social media and the marketing space, but the other thing is chatbots. Chatbots are huge, and for those that don't know, and they're newer to me, so I apologize for being a little ignorant. That's why I have a great general manager who does all the social media for us.
You have the best, yeah.
Yes, and she spoke on it actually at a couple of recent events. But chatbots basically are artificial intelligence that create real-time, realistic conversations with people who engage with them, and that's going to be a huge part of marketing in the future. It's pretty crazy.
Let's dive into that just really quickly, Chris, because I do think that most people probably understand chatbots, but just so that if there's anyone watching at the moment that maybe hasn't utilized them for your business, maybe you could use Stevenson Fitness as an example of how a chatbot would work for a new member inquiry.
Yeah, so new member inquires, and it basically builds an artificially intelligent conversation with that person. So they'll inquire about something, and you'll ask, the chatbot will respond, thank you. Are you interested in A, B, or C? And based on what their choice is, it's like the old choose your own adventure books. And based on whatever their response is, it leads us down different paths eventually to then hopefully creating a solid prospect and hopefully a new member.
Making that sound excellent. So guys, what I'll say is that if you want more information on chatbots, if you're not sure about how they work or how they could work in your business, write chatbot below and I'll dig some information up for you, because I'm pretty certain that JT from Active Management will have some information, or we might even hit up your very own Marissa Hoff for a little bit of information on that. And in the meantime, can I just do a quick shout out, because we've got Emma Barry watching, which is making my morning right now. So Emma, welcome.
Emma Barry, the queen of the MEPs.
Yeah, the queen of MEPs. I'm going to talk about that later on, actually. I want to talk to you about my zone later on. So let's keep going. So that's our marketing that we talked about. Let's talk about sales now, Chris. What are your predictions, or what are your feelings on trends around sales in the fitness industry at the moment?
So what I think is going to happen, especially in the traditional club space, is I think that you're going to see more traditional clubs going more transparent with their pricing. It's going to be easier to purchase, more online purchasing options. I think it's going to be easier to cancel. I know that's not really sales, but I think it's about making everything easier. And I think that whole thing comes from the studio market. You go to a traditional gym and you walk in and you go in there and they say, hey, it's going to be $60 a month. And you said, well, what else can you do? And then it's, can I go talk to my manager? And I can do 50. And, so I get a different price than you get because I'm a better negotiator. Well, I don't think the best negotiator should get the best price, right? So I think because of the studio market, you wouldn't go into SoulCycle and say, how about I just give you, $17.50 for this class, right?
It's never going to happen.
Matter of fact, yeah, you'd pay online, you'd schedule online. So I think you're going to see traditional clubs shifting that way. Even in the social media climate that we live in, where in the old days, it was like, just get them in, then try to show them the value, try to sell them. People know, because all over Yelp and Facebook reviews and just plain up posts, people know, hey, this is a good gym. They do a great job, or people don't like this place. So people have that knowledge. So I think we're going to get away from the old negotiation and higher price, lower price. Everything's going to be easier to buy, more transparent, which I love. And then I also think, because our industry is so hyper competitive, that sales is going to go more to really solution-based selling. And what I mean by that is, people have so many options and they are truly looking for results in this climate, that if you're not really uncovering somebody's needs, showing them how you're going to serve them and you're going to fulfill those needs, they're going to go somewhere else. Because it's not about buying a membership. It's about selling somebody a solution. It's about a membership that somebody's going to use to hit the goals that they're looking for. So I think trend-wise, people are going to have to spend, sales managers are going to have to spend more time with their salespeople in making sure they know how to build relationships, dig deep, uncover needs, uncover the reasons why, demonstrate solutions, and really help steer people into the best way to get the results that they're looking for.
Yeah, look, I love both of those points that you made, Chris, and I want to just go back to that transparency, which you talked about right at the very beginning, because you are so right in that we're now in this kind of, let me flick that message, we're now in this environment where if someone wants to go to a boutique studio, like you mentioned, they go online, they can buy their packages, they can see all of the rates up front. There is absolutely no lack of clarity around how much they are paying to go into the session. And I know that in the 10 years that I've been in the industry, there's been this ongoing debate about how much information do we put on our website? Do we put our prices on our website? How much transparency is there? And so what I'm hearing you saying is that for traditional studios and clubs, we need to be really thinking about that transparency needs to go up front. We need to make sure that people know what our prices are and know what they're in for, because they're doing all of their research online before they're walking in the door. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's totally correct. And talk about from, one of the topics I speak on a lot is experience, member experience. And talk about a good experience is, hey, straight up, here's what it costs. Here's how easy it is to click and to buy and to get started, as opposed to going through the process of sitting down and having somebody show you 7 options and then negotiate with you. And can you waive the enrollment? That's not a good experience at all. People are not looking for that anymore. They want clarity, transparency. And like you said, they have the knowledge going in most of the time anyway. So it's a different sales game, and it's only going to continue to be more consumer friendly on the sales side. So the more easy, transparent, and the more we truly, and in our industry, we're built to serve people. We're built to help people get healthy. So, the more we just are really digging for this, the issue that the person has and helping them solve it, the more successful we'll be moving forward.
Yep, completely agree. And I want to just add on, and this is a bit of a preview, I guess, if nothing else, and that is, if people haven't read it yet, Jeb Blunt, who is an author that joined us on the show twice before, phenomenal author that has a lot of books around sales. Late last year, he released a book called Objections. And if you haven't had the chance to read that, if you are a club owner, a manager, or a sales manager, or if you work in the sales team, can I just highly recommend that you get out and grab yourself a copy of that book, Objections. Chris, I don't know if you've read that yet. Have you seen that one?
I haven't read the book, but I heard the podcast, and it's excellent. And so the book is now in my queue.
Oh, good. We'll add that to elevate it up the queue, because I've got to tell you guys, get your hands on Objections by Jeb Blunt. It's a phenomenal book. And here's a little kind of highlight / preview. I have just gotten Jeb to say yes to coming back on the show to talk about Objections, and that's going to be coming up really, really soon. So I can't wait to share that with you guys. But the reason that I mention it in relation to sales is that Chris just said before about how important it is that we find their underlying motivation, that we get to connect with customers, and we truly do that service job that is so important as a fitness professional, as an owner, and as a sales manager. So that's why I raised that point. Okay, Chris.
And by the way, just briefly with that note too, is the reason most of us got into this industry was because we liked helping people to begin with. Nobody gets into fitness because they're like, I just can't wait to try to sell people all kinds of stuff. You get in here because you're like, I want to help people. I am passionate about the industry. So it makes sense to go that route.